Hi, I'm Susie, and after living and travelling solo in my campervan Lucy for the last 3 years, travelling across 10 countries through Europe and beyond, I fell in love and bought an old abandoned house in Portugal, in the small village of Vieira de Leiria on the central west coast. My journey was an incredible, life-changing story, and I've even written a book, Let Go, Fly Free. Now it's time for a new challenge, to transform this old derelict house into a beautiful traditional sustainable Portuguese quinta. Follow me as I renovate the house and use permaculture principles to create a food forest and a sustainable, self-sufficient life. Happy Sunday, everybody. This week, my video is a little bit different and it doesn't involve renovation of my house. I went to visit some friends in Northern Portugal and look at their barn renovation that they're doing there. And they live in an amazing place surrounded by mountains. And actually, it is my dream home. So today I'm going to take you on a tour of their property and their story about how they achieved their dream life here in Portugal. And it's a very interesting story. And they also run a course to share how you can actually achieve your one thing.
The gateway, you couldn't get the van on, so you had to park it on the road, and you couldn't even really see the barn because the Spanish broom was so high. And then we walked up to the barn, and this wasn't here, of course. We put this in.
Okay.
This driveway was done by Jacques, as was the power station.
This you may not want to have this on film.
No.
Sorry. It's okay because
by the previous builder.
I'll edit
By the
that
previous
out.
builder, as I said.
Yes.
And of course we ran the electric 100 metres as well. The electric wasn't here when we came.
Right, okay, but you had it as close at hand, isn't it?
It was 100, yeah, it was just up the next farm up.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then we walked up this hill. In fact, we probably walked
You had to walk up
way.
here.
Yeah, but we'll walk up this way. Alright, okay. So there was the barn, and we came up here. Hello.
Hello.
We've just seen your wife.
Your Philippa in Relva.
Okay.
Having coffee.
And I saw that.
Yeah.
That's down to Peña Garcia and the Spanish borders there. And then I saw this view, and it was a bright sunny day. And there was no haze, so it was very clear.
This property just has the most amazing views. You have mountains on 3 sides. Spain is that way. This is Monsanto here. And then behind in the distance, you have some more.
Do you know what? I like your house so much.
Oh.
I think the plan is that they might build a bit and then they might go home and come back later and load of cement. So there might be a bit in between. Once they've built that coffers thing there, the cement's too hot to put in now. We'll do a little tour of the house.
Look at the view from the room on the right there and the house. Is that going to be both bedrooms?
Both bedrooms. So the one on the right is a bigger bedroom.
Okay.
The one on the left is a bedroom plus
the bathroom.
Okay.
Plus bathroom.
Okay, so 2 bedrooms and a bathroom.
And then this one is going to be, at the far end will be the kitchen area, and at the near end will be like a little lounge area.
For the winter months.
And then there'll be a veranda all the way along the front.
Okay.
Coming out in front of the kitchen as well, so it comes out like about 5 metres in ultimately.
From the barn.
And with a roof over it.
Amazing. Wow. So exciting to see it being built and everything. Your home like being made for you.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I think what this is showing me or reminding me is that I shouldn't settle for anything less than what I desire.
Exactly.
So, and this was like the second property? Third property.
Third property that we saw.
The third on the day, wasn't it? We'd actually
Third,
seen
we'd
two
seen-
others before that
Yeah, which was
in other parts
so
of the country.
Yeah. Well,
That's
they
the
were.
wonky bench.
They were just nothing.
Oh, this
Really.
is
And when you sit on that bench, you'll understand why it's I built that bench. It's the first and only thing I've ever built ever
wow.
in the whole of my life. And if you actually look at it closely, you'll understand why it's so wonky.
Phil made this bench. It's the first thing that he's ever made. Wow.
So it's wonky, but it's really solid.
Oh yeah, I can see it's a bit.
You
I
want
can
it?
see because like the nails. Yeah, this would be how I made,
Everything's slightly wrong.
but it works.
It does.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the view down to where we're going later.
Wow.
Then you can see
Look
it.
at that.
And over there, the hills are to the Spanish border. The Monsanto.
So we're just going to talk a little bit about the story of how you and Phil ended up, after travelling in your van, how you ended up in Portugal in this amazing place. So, yes.
So, well, when we were in lockdown back in England, we decided to buy somewhere in Portugal because we wanted a base to be able to retreat to if we had more lockdowns. And so we'd looked on Idealista and we've got about 25 different plots of land. So when we drove here,
Of course the builders, yes.
so when we drove here, we stopped off at various, few plots of land. And when we got to this area, we went to an estate agent. We showed them a photo of the mountains that you see when you come into Castelo Branco. And we said, look, if there's any chance of having something with mountains like this in the view, it would be just amazing. We had 6 lined up for a day. And on the third one, we came in here and we walked in and we both went, this is it.
Yeah.
We don't need to see any more. We just know in our hearts this is the right place.
That is such a great feeling, isn't it? When you just feel something in your body and you don't even have to think about it in your head, and it's just you just know. And I can absolutely understand why you fell in love with it here, because I'm in love with it.
We'd made a list before of all the criteria that we had to meet.
Yeah.
Things like it needed to have utilities, it needed to have water, and all these things. And actually it didn't tick any of those boxes. But we just knew, because we realised what was the most important was the view. And you can't pay to put a view in after you've moved in.
No.
You can have other things done, but you can't change the view.
Yeah.
And that was just, that was it. And we said to ourselves, if all we can ever do is sit on this land in our camper van, and come and visit it a few times a year, would we be happy? And we were. So that made the decision.
And now, of course, how long have you had the land here?
Since summer 21, so coming up to 2 years, so not that long.
Yeah, and so the whole house is, it used to be a barn, like a barn for animals.
Agricultural barn.
And so it had a roof, didn't it? But
it was in good condition, actually. It did have a roof on, but we decided if we're going to be building, then it's a good time to replace it, because otherwise it could need doing again in 5 years' time.
Exactly. And now, the big question: when do you think it's going to be done?
Well,
when are you hoping?
We're hoping by September. We're hoping that there'll be one room done so we can actually live in it, and by Christmas, hopefully, it will be all livable. The interiors, I guess, finishing off bits and pieces. I don't know. In our old house, we never finished off the bits and pieces, but hopefully, by Christmas it should be just about finished.
So Christmas here then, if you're allowed?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. It depends on the weather and stuff, and whether we decide, and family.
Yeah.
But it would be lovely to have a Christmas here.
Yeah. Well, it will happen when the time is right.
Yes.
So how I ended up here with Kimberley and Phil is a story in itself. So we got in contact. I actually got sent an email from the company that we bought our camper vans from, asking me something about were you able to keep the van in Portugal? I think that was you. Yeah. So that was like our initial contact. And then I think after that I saw like a post on Facebook, and we became Facebook friends on Facebook. And then I saw that you had bought this amazing property here, and you make regular posts on Facebook, and so I was following you on Facebook. And then one day I saw that you were talking about a course called This One Thing, and I looked at it and I thought, that sounds interesting. And although yes, I have a beautiful house in Vieira de Leiria, and in that moment that is my one thing, and before that was the camper van, that was my one thing, and I think your one thing as well. But yes, we always have this one thing that we're aspiring to and desiring next in our lives. And so yeah, I thought, this sounds really interesting.
When you have an ambition or a goal that you want to achieve, if you tell other people about it around you, they often go, sounds great, but have you thought about this? Or are you sure you really want to do that? Or they present all the negatives, which are important to consider, but it can be, like it pulls you down, and then you start to doubt yourself. And so one of the things we really wanted to achieve was to have almost like a group around people. So if you have a goal you want to achieve, you've actually got a group of people who actually want to achieve it with you, and want to encourage you, and so that it's like a safe place that that group is going to support you no matter what anybody else is saying about it.
Yeah, that is absolutely right, because I remember when I first decided to leave the UK, quit my job, rent my house out, that a lot of people around me were saying, gosh, aren't you scared? This is like really scary and reckless, and you're leaving your children. And in that moment, actually, I was actually very fortunate that I did have some friends around me who were really supportive of that and understood my soul, I guess, of what I wanted to do. But there were other people that there was a lot of people that said, no, I couldn't possibly do that, couldn't possibly. So I can completely understand that. And yes, for me now as well, it's great to be part of a group of people who are supporting you and encouraging you to actually achieve that, not just this one thing, but anything that you might want, just even in just day-to-day life, just sometimes just the little things that you want to achieve.
I think for us it's been a journey in learning how to create the life that we dreamed of living, and we are now living, which is just, I still pinch myself to think this is real. But it's been a journey of understanding, how your thoughts become things, and the tools that you need to put that into practice every day. And so it's having the title of This One Thing is, it helps people to focus on one particular goal, but actually the tools that we teach really help you to create the life that you would love to live. So it's not just about achieving one goal, it's achieving your whole life, the life, I call it my dreamed of life.
And well, I think you can see that has been a success for you.
Pull my t-shirt down, sit up straight.
That's right.
Make sure your hair's up. Smooth your eyebrows. You want to look like Dennis Healy. Hello. This One Thing. It's such an interesting course. For me personally, I just had this dream that you know, for me, this one thing was, if I could help one person just change the way they viewed life to something more positive, and they could see that actually by doing that they could then achieve exactly what they were looking for out of life, then if only one person turned up for a course and we helped that one person, then it was a success. The whole project's a success. We deliberately, I mean, I don't know how you felt, but you felt quite strongly about small groups, didn't you?
Yeah, so everyone had a voice, and you know, a lot of courses are big groups and you don't get to talk, or there's so many people you don't really get to know them. So we wanted it to be a small group that would actually get to know each other, and there'd be enough time in each session for everybody to share and to talk about their dreams, but also the hurdles and the barriers they were facing, and then learn how to overcome it, and then talk about the following week about, this is what I tried this week and this is how it worked.
Yeah. Because I've been on courses, especially online, where you're part of a big room and maybe you don't feel as connected. And we felt small groups, where we've been in small groups, even in big courses that have been broken out into small groups, the small group was so powerful. And that's really, that has really worked.
And we've seen that
well.
in this particular group. We've had the first group, just the changes, even over the 6 weeks that we've done it, the changes from week 1 to week 6 in the way people view life, their attitudes about, I suppose recognising their thoughts, and recognising when their thoughts have become quite negative and the need to change that, because really we create the life that we're living now. That can be quite a hard realisation sometimes, to realise actually if you're not happy in the life you're in, that you know you've got there because of the way that you think, and therefore the great thing with that is that if you want to live a better life, you can get there because of the way that you think. And who's in control of the way you think? You are. We are. And so there's something really practical that you can do about that, and that's what the course is all about. It's teaching some really, really simple but practical tools that everybody can do, no matter, you know, what your background or education or anything or understanding of all this. Everyone can do, and by putting these few simple tools into practice, you can radically change your life.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did. We went from having to discuss whether we wanted coffee and cake,
because we just couldn't afford it.
Because we just couldn't afford it. And don't get me wrong, we weren't on starvation rations or anything like that, but there wasn't extra to do the extra stuff with. And, you know, thanks really, you know, that we came across the teaching of Mike Dooley, and that our thoughts become things, that so changed our lives. And so now we really feel that we have to share it, and for us it's not about making, you know, our livelihood from this by limiting it to the numbers and by keeping it at the price we keep it at. It's not, you'll know that it's not about the money. It's all about, can we help someone change their life? And it's a great feeling. It's a fantastic feeling that we do that. We love it.
So, Phil and Kimberley, if anybody wants to sign up to the course now, where do they need to go to sign up to the course? So I'm going to put a link in this video so you can go, obviously that's probably going to be the easiest
That's
thing.
going to be the easiest.
So put a link in the video. So yes guys, I'm going to put a link in the video for the course.
6-week hands-on course, once a week for an hour and a half, and the next one coming up starts on the 5th of June. If when you're watching this video you've missed that one, then there'll be other courses coming up, so just go to the web page and all the information will be there.
Thing that we didn't talk about was like your plans for the future here, and so you've named your house Casabo, and
which when we named it that, we named it Casabo because Bo was Phil's mum's nickname. So we named it after her. She died during lockdown, and we were living at her house when we decided to come to Portugal. But then Phil checked in the dictionary to make sure it didn't mean anything like really rude in Portuguese or anything. And it said in the Urban Dictionary, it said Casabo stands for, the initials stand for come again soon and bring others.
and we just thought that's just
That's so
perfect, because that's what we wanted to be. We wanted to be a place where, you know, friends and family can come and visit. They can just take time for themselves, just to kind of reflect, restore, you know, retreat. But also, like, I mean, I remember as a child when we used to go on holiday to a sort of a beach area with loads of pine trees, and it was just like a magical place to be every year, and I still have wonderful memories of that. And I want people who come with children to have those memories and think, oh yeah, we used to run around the land, we used to play hide and seek here, and it was just, you know, it's wonderful. So it's going to be like that. Yeah, lots of little projects everywhere.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait. Because we were talking about areas and thinking, well, which area are you talking about?
Yeah.
We named each little kind of plot, we divided it into 12 and named it after different members of the family.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
So this is Rachel's field, Phil's daughter.
Orange tree.
Yeah, this is the orange tree
okay.
here. Oh, actually there are a couple on it. Let me just, we've got loads of oranges at the bottom.
So maybe one day you'll have like some little wooden signs painted, like decorated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like little quotes and different inspirational quotes dotted around the land.
Yeah, so nice. Wow. Bonita. Muy bonita. Wow. Wow. This is beautiful.
Your picture.
Yes. It's a little smaller. Yes. But you know,
You know,
just as beautiful.
in fairness, often it's coming out much faster because it comes out from the dam, the barrage,
Oh, yes.
and comes down